Welcome, everyone. Thank you for listening to us. And we have back Emily Austin.
Hi.
Thank you so much. Emily Austin came on our show first in the very, very beginning when we first started doing this. And there's no YouTube video for those shows. It was like, I think, episode 9 and 10. And we had some very interesting conversations back then.
I learned a lot.
Yeah, we learned a lot. And
she's been on the top 10 most popular.
yes, all of our episodes, one of your shows always pops up in the top 10. So
that's fun.
Yes.
Everyone wants to know about Mandingo.
Yeah.
We talk about it often, actually. Yeah, we do. And I think Tyler loves Emily. It's his favorite, right?
I think so. I don't remember.
He told us that, I feel like, after the Justin Timberlake concert. Tyler used to work for Patrick, my mom's husband, and I don't think he really cares about this at all, but he did like yours. And I think listen to yours.
Okay.
So I have to tell him, so now he can watch
hi,
it too.
Tyler.
He probably would say, I love her.
I love her. Yeah.
That's what he says. So I want to start with obviously some questions about you are an adult movie star, I guess we can say, correct? And last time you were here, you were retired from making movies. And you told us that you love it, that you wanted to come out of retirement. And then you did very quickly afterwards.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So tell us what happened.
It was by complete accident, really. I knew that eventually I'd go back, but not so fast. I didn't see myself within that same year.
Right.
And then a couple months later, I got signed with an agency, and it kind of went from there.
Did they come after you?
They approached me a couple of times, but after talking to my husband and saying, okay, I want to go back. I feel like it's kind of time. I had a meeting with them and kind of went from there, signed, and started back up again.
Did they give you an offer you couldn't refuse? Basically?
They were very. I'm happier with this agency than I've been.
Oh, good.
Ever, yeah.
So tell us the first movie that you made. Like, what was it about?
Coming back?
Yeah, the first one.
So the first one that I did, which was probably the biggest one that I've done this year, it's called The Queen of Spades Club. And it was cool. I was in a meeting with the director of Archangel, which is a company. And I was just talking about what I'm into and what my husband and I are into sexually. And, left the meeting, went on about my day. I get a text and he's like, oh my gosh, we have to make this into something. And I was like, okay.
You're like, that's
what
easy.
do we, yeah, all right, let's do this. So over the next few weeks, I remember I would text him and I would just give him all these ideas, send him pictures of what I would wear, when we have, people come over, what my husband would say, what I would be into. And it just kind of went from there. And
Can you tell us what that is so our listeners?
So the Queen of Spades Club is and if I offend anybody, I apologize. It's not my intentions.
They'll get over it.
Yeah. We don't care. They can go away.
But so
everybody's always offended anyway. So
I tell you can't say anything anymore.
So we're going to say all of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We decided we're not going to fall into this trap. We don't care.
There you go. Well, so I enjoy, I'm not in we're not swingers, but we're not really in an open marriage. There's not really a title for us, I don't think. So I am allowed to go out and pretty much have fun and be with whatever guy that I want to be. And occasionally my husband likes to watch. Now, sometimes that's black guys, and that's okay. That's just what I'm into. And that's
so can you go and have sex with someone and he doesn't watch?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you tell him then?
See, and again, we were talking about this last night. So I told him, to me, I feel like it's the appropriate thing is to say, hey, babe, this is what's going on. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah.
And yeah. But he tells me all the time I don't have to.
Have to what? Tell him.
Ask him.
Oh.
He's like, and he'll tell me, he'll go, don't ruin the chance. If you have the opportunity, do it.
That's his words.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he says it in a very loving way. It's if I know, looking at it from the outside, you're probably like, oh my gosh, that is so weird. Like that is like marriage wise, like that is, but it's so normal for us, and I can separate emotionally feeling in sex and not.
I'm just so interested in it. Like I'm so interested in like how other people are in relationships, and you guys have been together almost 10 years, so it works for you.
It's something that we've been doing when we started dating.
So do you, I'm just wanting to paint the picture. Like, do you go pretend to a Mexican restaurant by yourself and have a drink and have, are you at the bar and that's how you meet people?
I mean, I don't normally meet people, like, cause I don't like to go out.
Right.
If I'm like with like my girlfriend or something and I'm like, oh, hey, like, you know, oh, that's, you know, maybe a guy. Oh, okay. Well, but then I've met a few of them online on like the little dating apps and stuff.
And then you go meet them.
Oh. And I do it super safe. I'm very cautious. Yeah.
Right.
Well, you're on that one app. Are you still on the app? What's it called again?
Dream Lover.
Yeah. Yes. And is that where you meet them maybe? No?
Not so much, because a lot of those people are more like, you know, fans. I would say. Okay. But
so you don't meet fans? Not typically.
Yeah.
That's probably the safest.
Yeah.
You and my husband's friends. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm very.
And that doesn't bother him.
No.
I'm gonna be honest. It does boggle my mind.
Yeah.
Because I just, most guys want to beat the guys up if they're even looking at their wives or girlfriends.
Now, if I were like sexually with someone and then the guy turned out to be the biggest douche, and I told my husband, oh my gosh, it'd be different. It'd be like, all right, like, nobody puts baby in the corner, like that kind of thing.
So he just wants to make sure you're treated well.
Right. Yeah. He doesn't want anyone to be disrespectful or rude. Right. I mean, yeah.
So then the movie, was that? It wasn't with your husband.
No. We have somebody come in and that will play my husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like
a lot of people ask. They're like, "Has Scott been in the movie?"
I was curious.
You see him in the background.
So the movie there's a guy that plays your husband watching you have sex with.
Right. So we'll stage the whole, oh, he's gonna come over for dinner, we'll have drinks, and then all of a sudden
So this is real life made into a movie though.
Right. Yeah. But I really don't have dinner with them.
Yeah.
We don't eat.
Yeah.
So is there one or more black guys in this movie?
So I'm just with one.
Oh, okay.
And then like there's a few other girls, like Veronika AVluv. She is amazing, and she has her own little toy, and I have mine, and a couple other girls have their own.
So that's the movie, and you're doing that all together. Oh, okay. So is that then an orgy?
No. Oh. It's filmed separately. Yeah. So
you're all in the same room.
Well, in the same room, and we're all like, no, it's not.
I like where your head went though.
I do too.
I mean,
I had to know.
Maybe the second one.
Hey, I'll
let him know.
An idea.
Say, I left the podcast and I have another
with an idea.
What's the movie called again?
The Queen of Spades.
The Queen of Spades Club 2.
Yeah, by Archangel. Yeah,
that's like a big company, right?
Yeah. Like they are my favorite. I've done a lot with them, and they're just I love the director.
When do the nominations come out for the awards?
So the nominations have already come out.
Are you nominated?
I'm not nominated. No, not this year. But I think it's because I came in so late. Yeah. There's a certain amount of, you have to get things in at a certain time.
It's like the Oscars.
Yeah. So, and because the awards are at the end of next month.
Oh,
yeah. So it's so
I
fast.
Go.
I know we always say.
So I'm going.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, honestly.
Are you involved at all again in?
So I'm going to be signing during the convention, but I'm not like involved with the award show this year.
Is there something with the AVN Awards where you kind of know what gets nominated? Do you try for that at all? Does it matter what production company you're with, what you're filming?
I used to think that. It was kind of only certain companies would get nominated, but it really just depends on how good of a performer you are.
So it's actually like And is it a big deal in this industry to be nominated for an award?
Oh yeah,
it is. It's huge.
I'm sure.
So do you know Rachel Starr?
I don't know her personally, but I've met her.
Okay.
Yeah, I have met her. I signed with her at my first AVN.
Okay, because one of our models, JoJo, is best friends with her.
Oh, really?
Yes, and she dated my friend Katie, who was on the show, her ex-boyfriend.
I think she lives here.
She does. That's why I was wondering if you knew who that was.
No, I've met her before, but I've never
worked with her.
Right. Yeah.
Now, what makes you different than the competition?
I've noticed that a lot of girls and a lot of just performers in general are really just doing every type of scene possible. And to me, I'm not into that. Like, I don't want to just do stuff just because it's given to me.
Okay.
Like, I want to do something that I'm going to genuinely enjoy. So I've noticed that.
So you're more picky about?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say picky, but I guess I'm picky. Yeah. But I mean, you see these girls and they're like doing all this, literally every type of scene possible. And,
you don't.
To me, like, that's just not.
Is that something that you changed into now, or you've always been that way?
Well, when I first got into the industry, I thought, oh my gosh, this is just how it is.
Yeah.
Like, the girls have to do whatever. But like, so for instance, like, I'm not really into girls. And, I don't want to do a bunch of girl scenes because that's not really what I'm into.
Right.
So.
No, but that's good.
And I remember getting offered to do a scene with one of the top female performers, and I turned it down because I just didn't want to. And it could have really, I think it would have made it a lot. Yeah. And I just, wasn't my thing.
But I think that's good. You stand for what you want. That's always important in everything, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want you to get nominated.
I do too.
I've been nominated in the past.
I did know that.
So which was really cool. It's definitely a cool feeling.
What were you nominated for?
Best New Starlet.
Oh, okay.
And then one of my scene, I don't remember which one, but one of the scenes was, I think it was a scene for Dog Fart, which is another interracial company, which is I like to work for. Yeah. Their names are funny.
I know.
Like Dog Fart, and I mean Archangel's kind of.
I like that.
Not
one.
really.
Yeah, we had Wet Fart in here one day.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Wet Fart.
It was a phone number.
Oh, okay.
That 1-800-WET-FART was and you
hear
sex
fart?
operator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sex phone operator company.
Oh,
yeah. But I don't know why that doesn't sound hot.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't think.
Like, there's nothing about Dog Fart to me that sounds like
nothing
pornography related at all. But I mean, it's one of the top companies out there. So
if there's one thing I've learned to do in this show, that there's a fetish for everything.
There is.
Isn't that the truth?
There's nothing that, you know.
They have a fetish ball in Dallas every year. We should probably set stuff
That would be fun. Mm-hmm. That would be so much fun.
A lot of leather.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I had a girlfriend go, and her boyfriend at the time, they went, and actually a few of my friends have gone. Do you know what the biggest thing at the fetish ball is for men? Is the girls in ruffled socks.
Oh my gosh, we talked about that before.
Yeah, they like the little girls.
Like the baby doll type looking socks. Yeah.
And then I was like, well, maybe that's why they make them wear those at Twin Peaks. Is that right?
Of course, that's why.
The men love it.
Oh, is that a new thing? I haven't been to Twin Peaks in a while.
Me neither.
Yeah. Is that what's in
now? Emily, tell us, what is coming up on the horizon for you?
I have a lot coming in
what
2019. I've got a lot of, I'm going to be out in LA a lot shooting, which will be fun. And I've been working with a lot of photographers and videographers and filming and building like
your
my brand. Yeah. So I got a Patreon going, which has been a lot of fun.
Are you getting that you get paid through that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's been a lot of fun doing that.
What do you have to do when you're on there? Do you have to constantly put little scenes up? Is it like
keep uploading content, and I get to engage with people more and message with people more, and they pay. You can pay $1 a month, $3 a month, you can pay $50 a month. It just depends on which little package you sign up for.
Well, that's cool.
It's a lot of fun.
What are your goals in that industry? Do you want to be like famous? I'm
not really worried about being super famous.
Okay.
It is, I mean, it's cool to be like, oh, hey, you're, so-and-so. That's kind of cool. But I mean, I don't really care to be the next
Like
best.
Jenna Jameson.
Yeah, I mean, I
think it's cool. I mean,
no, it's cool, but it's not like my
goal.
my number one thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really. I mean, my goal is just to just to keep enjoying it.
Yeah.
And the minute I stop enjoying it, know that I don't have to do it anymore.
Right.
And then I could walk
Which
away.
you don't. Correct.
Right.
You don't have to.
No,
do
yeah,
it
I
now.
don't. Meaning, yeah, I don't have to do it. It's not like, I mean, that's not my main thing, paying the bills.
Right.
Right.
I mean, but you know.
Do you ever get nervous, or are there ever any?
Oh yeah.
Do you get like shy ever?
Especially my first one coming back. Oh my gosh, it's like going back to school. And I remember telling the director that I was like, I feel like I'm, it's my first day back, and go easy on me. And they're like, oh, you'll be fine. And it was like, once I got going, I was fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, do you forget about the cameras in the room? Like, how does that work? Because you're having sex on camera,
Right.
And there's a lot of, I would imagine
there's a lot going on.
A lot going on.
Yeah. At first, when I first got into the industry, it was definitely nerve wracking. I wasn't used to a camera being right there, like the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah.
But you get used to it, and you figure out what your body, how it will look on camera, what's going to look the best, what angle.
Do you watch it later?
I don't watch myself because I don't like the sound of my voice. I don't like to. I don't like to watch myself, but I like to watch other ones.
Right, but I wouldn't watch myself.
Yeah. Probably not.
Now, I read something very interesting about Australia, and I don't know if that is here too. They say that they have trouble getting male guys to do porn because they don't get paid. Is that true?
That they don't get paid?
No, they don't get paid
at all?
No.
What?
Oh, that's terrible.
Most of them don't get paid.
The men only?
Oh,
The men
I
don't
mean,
get paid. Women get paid, but not men.
As what I've seen, men get paid. I don't.
So, I mean, I don't know if what I read is a wrong information. I just read it and I was like, what? I have to ask Emily.
Yeah,
this.
I don't know about that.
Me either.
How many movies have you done since you came back?
Probably 5 or 6. Yeah.
5 or 6?
Yeah.
And so how hard is it making a whole porn movie? Like how many days does it take? Does it 1 day, 2 days? When you go to LA and film, are you staying at a really cool place? Is it?
Well, when I go out there, I'm out there for about a week or 2. And depending on what scene I'm doing, what company I'm shooting for, most of them take about a day. No, it'll take all day. I remember there was one, I was there from like 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. I mean, it was a lot. But I mean, it's...
And then do they put you up like first class? Do you like stay in really nice?
No, so I take care of my flight and
you do
hotel,
all that.
yeah.
Okay, they pay you for your performance and then you do all the rest.
Right, yeah.
So how do guys stay aroused for all day?
All day.
Man, I don't know. I couldn't.
Should they take something?
I hope not, but I would probably be lying if I said that somebody's not.
Have you ever been with anyone who couldn't get hard?
Yeah.
And it's like, let's go.
Well, you go through your, oh my God, is it me? What am I doing wrong? Like, is it the camera? But, guys get just as nervous as the girls do.
Right.
So, and it's kind of easier for the girl to like, if she really wants to fake it, she could. But for a guy, you have to be at attention or nothing's going to happen.
I know. Like, that's probably more stressful for them.
Yeah.
And what happens if like you're on your period or something?
So
we talked about that
last
time.
I don't remember.
So you take the little makeup
forgot.
sponge.
That's right.
Put it up there and you're good to go.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then you dig it out.
And then you dig it out. Clean it right out and you're good.
Now, do you have a specific type besides black guys? Like, does it have to be a specific black guy? Like, does he have to be tall, short, muscular?
I mean, nobody's shorter than me. I mean, I'm 5'2", so that's, if you're shorter than me, that's that's fine.
Guy.
But but I don't really have a type. I think it's just the mood of what is, the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really think I don't have a type.
How do you feel about a guy's like body hair situation?
It's hygiene, groomed, it's important. And I make sure to let people know. Like if I'm meeting you for the first time, like to me, I'm a no BS hookup person. I tell you what I want. I tell you how the situation's going to go, and up front, because I want it to be up front. Like, hey, look, I'm married. I don't want to get attached. Like, this isn't going to turn into something else. Like, hook up and leave. Like, you know.
Have you ever been with someone whose hygiene was poor?
Yes.
And what did you do?
You got to go.
You got to go.
Yeah. And I normally have, like, if I'm at home and, like, my husband's in, you know, in texting range or something, I'm like, hey, I need your help.
What's your biggest turn on? Like, maybe when you're filming, or even, like, both, like, just at home?
It just depends. Yeah. I mean, I don't have one specific thing that...
Yeah.
Because what might turn me on today might not necessarily be what turns me on tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah. So it really changes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you ever get into a fight with a girl actress? Like, do they... are you guys jealous of each other?
I haven't, but I've seen it on Twitter. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I bet.
These girls just get into it with... And I won't say any names because, I mean, but if you go on like these Instagram profiles and you see these top performers just going at it on, and I'm like, what are you girls doing? Like,
what are they fighting about?
I don't even know.
Just girl
like,
stuff.
Yeah.
Jealous.
Yeah.
So is there ever...
I mean, you were rude. You were talking bad about me.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
It's, how old are we?
Well, that never changes.
I've heard that there's some of them get into like fistfights, actually.
I've never seen a fist fight, but geez, I mean, could you imagine if that happened on set?
I could imagine it. Lots of nails flying everywhere.
I feel like from what I've experienced with girls in the industry, is girls in the industry are more considerate, I feel like, than dancers, maybe.
Really?
Yeah. But that's not for all the girls, obviously, on Twitter.
That's interesting.
Stuff. Yeah.
I was wondering, we had a fitness competitor on here, and she told us that it's so competitive in that industry that people like cutting.
Yeah,
like they do all kinds of things.
Their swimsuit, destroy them.
Oh, that's
manipulation,
terrible.
Whatever. I was wondering if that goes on there too. And obviously, they can cut in bikinis, but I'm just meaning, like,
you're like, you did me a favor, thank you.
Yeah. I don't know,
No.
man. I've never.
I'm going to read something that I read. This girl said about why almost got into a fist fight with a girl, and it is really interesting. I was going to tell you. So she said she almost got into a fist fight with this girl because the girl had a yeast infection and still came to work anyways, which is disgusting, and didn't say anything until after. The dick went from her pussy to mine halfway during the scene. So she almost punched her.
I mean, I could see why you would be upset, but I mean, to want to be violent is a problem.
To take it that
Like,
far.
oh, you have a yeast infection. You know, like,
Great.
that's terrible.
I mean, you kind of have to know the risk when you're doing that. Like, I mean, you have to know.
But if you like wake up and you know you have a scene that day and you have a yeast infection, you need to say,
I know,
hey,
right?
I can't, perform. And it happens. It's something you
can't do anything about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's natural. So people are going to understand, hey, I can't come, I can't shoot today.
And you don't take drugs or alcohol ever?
No, actually, on every set that I've ever been on, no drugs or alcohol are allowed.
That is...
I mean, in California, marijuana is allowed, but that's... Marijuana there is like cigarettes here.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So, but yeah.
But no, like, pills.
And I've never seen anybody do pill. I mean, I kind of always thought I would, because what you see on TV. Mm-hmm. But I've never seen anything.
You seem to have had all, like, kind of good experiences, smooth experiences with what?
Do you ever get celebrities hitting you up on social media?
I've had a few of them, and I've
heard that.
Okay,
happens.
so there was this one. I mean, I was sitting at the airport and I was just looking on my Instagram, and all of a sudden I get a message, and it's from Jamie Kennedy. Okay, do you remember Jamie Kennedy back from like the 90s and early 2000s? Okay, I thought he was funny back in the day, whatever. And so he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool, Jamie Kennedy, yeah." Hey, I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, what are you up to? And I'm like, I'm at the airport. What are you doing? And he's like, oh, well, you know, just working. So, you know, like very small talk. And I'm like, what are you trying to get at here?
Right.
Are you wanting an end result here? Like, it never
went.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. He was just like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, good. Are you? Like, you know.
He probably thought you might be more
aggressive.
See,
yeah.
I'm not that person that's
not.
like, oh my God, you're a celebrity. I need to sleep with you. Like, that's not me at all. Like, I don't get starstruck. Like, I mean, I get starstruck, but not like, oh my God, if I have the chance to sleep with you, I'm going to take it. Like, that's not me at all.
Is there one celebrity at all that you wish you could?
Oh, Mark Wahlberg. I do have a top 5.
I want the 5.
I do have a top 5. And, okay, so Justin Timberlake's number 1.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Mark Wahlberg's number 2.
I've never understood that, but okay.
I don't know.
I think he's funny. He can dance. He can sing.
Yeah.
He's cute.
Yeah. And I think we kind of grew up with him a little bit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's the instinct.
Okay, so Justin Timberlake,
Mark Wahlberg, Johnny Depp, Ray Liotta from Goodfellas. That era. Oh my God.
Yeah,
so
now
dreamy.
he's not.
You know, he's not bad.
Not bad, but in the cigarette commercial, he looks swollen.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Ray. And I quit smoking with you. Yeah. And then, okay, so yeah, Mark Wahlberg, Johnny Depp, Justin Timberlake, Ray Liotta. And then I always get his name kind of wrong, but Dermot Mulroney or something. He was in My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts.
Oh,
he's dreamy.
Mm-hmm. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just don't know his name.
He's a good looking guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dark hair.
Those are all white guys.
I know.
I just thought I'd throw it out there. Since you like to have sex with black guys, this is interesting.
I don't know. I mean,
So
there's a lot of
black celebrity.
Jamie Foxx. He's a good looking guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's with
Katie Holmes, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting match.
Has there been any famous married men that approached you and told you they would pay you a lot of money?
I've never been offered payment. That's the sad part. No, I don't think any married. Not that I know of any married guy. But I mean, I don't really get a lot of. I mean,
yeah.
I remember playing this game with what's that game? Marry, Shag, Kill. With my friend, and she named off like 3 guys: Justin Timberlake, Mark Wahlberg, and Scott. She was like, Justin Timberlake, Mark Wahlberg, and Scott. And I go, well, I'd probably kill Justin Timberlake. I'd marry Scott, and I'd sleep with Mark Wahlberg because I just tell my husband about it, and I'd find a way to make it happen.
Right.
So,
and you don't dance anymore, do you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to. And when we go, when my husband travels from club to club, and I go with him, if they need an extra dancer, hey, yeah, I'll dance. But you know, all the clubs are really very well off now, so
I hear your voice on commercials all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever fallen for a co-star besides that one you told us about? But I'm more wondering new ones since you just got back in the industry.
No, not really. I mean,
no. What do you say to people that say porn is demeaning to women?
My body, my choice. I mean, everybody wants to preach about how it's my body, I can do whatever I want. Well, the same works for me.
Right.
So, yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
What do you say to people who say porn is giving men an unrealistic view of sex?
It could be giving women an unrealistic view of sex. I mean,
I think it's a misconception that only men watch porn. Women watch porn too.
Yeah.
No, I know, but they are always saying that when men watch porn, they have all these expectations that are unrealistic. That's the thing that people say. What's the most awkward moment you have ever had on set?
So I was doing a scene for, I think it was Bang Bros in Miami, and we were doing the scene in the car, and we were both in the driver's seat, and I just remember the guy couldn't keep it up. He was a newer guy and couldn't keep it up. And I just remember the director going off on him and just yelling at him. Like, you need to get your dick hard. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad for you. Like,
he's like, that's not helping.
Yeah. And then the guy, they ended up having to switch guys. And it was bad.
Switch guys?
Yeah. It
He's
was
like,
really,
you go away.
Do they have them like on standby?
Well, no, they would call somebody in.
You're next. Come out.
We need our backup.
I know there might be like a
an understudy.
An understudy. I was like, there's understudy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you do in your films that you do not do with your husband?
No, I won't do something on film that I haven't done with my husband.
Yeah.
Do you do vaginal or anal bleaching?
No, but I want to.
I've heard of it.
I've asked so many like clinics or the little med spa places, and nobody does it. They look at me funny.
In LA they do.
Yeah.
Jojo and I talked about it once.
Yeah, I would totally do it. I've looked into it. And I asked my dermatologist and he laughed at me.
Are you serious? He laughed at you?
Yeah, I was like, does anybody know anything about anal bleaching? And yeah.
He laughed.
It's like, no, yeah, we don't do that here. But how about the wrinkles?
Botox.
Yeah. It's not really what I want. But okay.
Do you ever hear about people downloading your work illegally? Does that happen?
Yeah, it happens all the time. It sucks.
Is it kind of like, it hurts your profit?
Well, yeah. I mean, unfortunately now most of all porn you can find on a free site somewhere. Mm-hmm. Just like same with, normal mainstream movies. You can find anything pretty much on a free site somewhere.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it does affect, the industry and how, especially when there's a lot of, similar apps like Dream Lover. There's many more out there that performers are uploading their content and people are going on their sites, taking it down and putting it on the free sites. And for a lot of performers, that's how they make their money.
Wow.
Their living.
Yeah.
So it takes away.
Do you ever see yourself completely retiring from the industry?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe not performing forever. Maybe doing something behind the camera later.
Mm-hmm.
But I just have the whole industry itself I'm just fascinated with. Yeah.
And is everyone really nice? Like I feel like sometimes I say like Dallas is super judgy. Like do you feel like because in that industry everyone's kind of in it together, like you guys have that common bond, like nobody's very judgmental, people are super open?
Unfortunately, I wish I could say that it was a tight-knit, or it is a tight-knit family, but it's really not.
Really?
It's and if you follow, the adult performers and stuff on Twitter, like it's very catty a lot of times. It's very and to me, like there's nothing worse than a company going on social media and posting something negative about somebody else, because to me it makes that company look bad. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I wish I could say that it was a tight-knit family, but I also too make an effort to kind of be out of the loop.
Yeah. Probably helps you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would qualify as the best sex you have ever had?
You could say several.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a lot of good sex with my husband. I mean, people are probably like, oh my God, this girl and her husband. But seriously, it's good. It's good, yeah.
Well, I think when you have the emotional, it's always better than the rant, like not having those feelings.
But I've had a lot of good sexual experiences in my marriage and out. So
is there something that stands out that you want to talk about, or no, not really?
I mean, yeah, nothing that really like stands out. That's I've had a lot of good experience. I guess.
Are you a jealous person?
I think I used to be back, when my husband and I first got together. Of course, yeah, I was jealous. But now I'm like, we've been together for so long that it
right.
I mean, if a girl's gonna talk to him, good luck. You're not gonna get much out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What makes you feel the sexiest?
Just having just feeling confident. Like and something too, when I first started shooting, one of the things I've noticed, I was very thin when I first started shooting. I didn't feel sexy. I didn't feel comfortable. I felt gross and bony, and I didn't feel like healthy, but I thought that was what was going to look good. And since I've been back in the industry, I've gained probably 25 pounds, and I feel the best that I've ever felt in my life. And even though like my body type, when I take my clothes off, might not be, you know, 6-pack, big boobs, all that good stuff, I feel so confident now in my body.
Really?
Like, yeah.
That's
At the size that I am, I feel healthy, I feel happy, I feel just so much better than what I did when I first started.
Do you have any insecure, like, you know, as a female, I mean, sometimes I'm like, oh God. And if you're with someone, you're like, I hope they don't look at that. But for you, do you have any insecurities, or do you just embrace it?
Of course. I mean, I've gotten a lot better at actually embracing myself, but I'm like every other girl. I mean, there are times where I'm like, oh my God, I have cellulite, or oh my God, you know, look at those, you know, stretch marks right there, or, you know, but I'm human.
Well, and I hear that men just don't care. Like, girls are like picking themselves apart, and guys are like, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
You don't care
No.
if there's cellulite?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird though? Like, as females, we're like,
Oh my gosh, it was so hard on
Hard on
ourselves.
We really are. And I think it has a lot to do with social media. We look on social media, and, you know, there are all these apps now that you can completely really change yourself and how you look. And I mean, don't get me wrong. If you want to Photoshop a couple of little blemishes out of me or whatever, I'm all about it. Okay. But I mean, I don't want to change how I look.
right.
Completely.
So that when people see you in person, they're like, what?
wow. Yeah. You do not look like that. Yeah. Yeah.
What would you say is the kinkiest thing you have ever done?
Well, my kinky, I mean, I've probably blown a lot of people's kinky things out of the water. So, the kinkiest thing I've ever done. I mean, Scott and I got caught having sex in a movie theater once.
Did you really?
Yeah, that was pretty kinky. Yeah.
How? What happened?
Well, so we were in the very top row, and it wasn't a busy, movie.
Empty.
Yeah, a lot of the people were down low, and so we were up high, and of course I just go and sit on his lap, and this lady turns around.
No.
And then the guy comes up and is like, excuse me, what are y'all doing? Y'all need to be, behave and whatever. And so Scott and I were just like, okay, whatever.
Did you get kicked out? Oh,
no, we left.
You
Yeah,
just left. You're like, okay,
yeah,
we're gonna go finish this in the car.
yeah. So it wasn't a good movie, anyways.
I think I want to know more about what you said. You have a lot coming up in 2019. Do you already know what movies?
So whenever they tell me what I've got coming up, normally we're not allowed to really talk about yeah.
Oh yeah, then don't talk about it.
But I've got so much coming up. I'm really, really excited because when I got back into the industry this year, I went in it, full on. Like, I was doing it full time again, and it was a lot of fun. And I took some time off for the holidays, and starting back in January.
2019 is going to be a big year.
After AVN and XBiz and all the awards and stuff. Yeah, it'll be really
that's awesome.
Jam-packed, yeah.
Well, we're so excited for
I
you.
know.
Thank
Give us
you.
your social media handles so people can keep up with what you have going on and follow
So
you.
Twitter, it's Emily Austin XXX. Instagram, Emily Austin Official. Facebook, The Emily Austin. And you can find all my social media.
And what
on
is
there.
Patreon? Because you get paid on that, correct?
Patreon, it's just a site where you can become a member of and see content that I'm not going to upload on Twitter or Instagram. You actually get more, I post more, I feel
But
like.
do you have a
yeah, so
name?
you just patreon.com/Emily Austin.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about Patreon.
Yeah, I have to.
It's really, and it's not just adult. There's
No.
artists
We could go on it
and
with the podcast.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah. We need to
you
look
guys
at it.
should. Yeah. There's a lot of really cool stuff out there too. A lot of celebrities do it and I feel like it's a lot easier than having an actual website
Okay.
because it's just, everything's kind of right there and you can handle things yourself and
Right.
make changes immediately and yeah.
Well, thank you for taking the time coming see us
Thank
again.
you for having me.
And then we'll have to have you back when we hear all the new stuff that you have out. And I predict that you will be nominated for the next year's AVN Awards. And then by then we have mobile.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
We'll go.
And it would be the best if you're nominated.
Oh my gosh, that would be great. Yeah.
How fun
Thank you
would
guys
that
so
be?
much.
Thank
for
you,
having
everyone.
me.